Mexico has a very long line of bruja stories, and they come in all shapes and sizes, and they use all types of magic to complete their deeds. A bruja blanca is one that works with white magic, according to tradition within the realm of God, Catholic saints, and the Holy Spirit, or at least that's what they claim. A bruja negra is the opposite, and the predominant belief is that they make deals with Satan himself to get what they want. They break into cemeteries, they steal corpses, they sacrifice animals, among other perturbing practices. And yes, you guessed it, today at Bat we will have a bruja negra story. Uy Cucuy, welcome back to the Mexighost Tales. I am your host, Danny Chavez, and today we will talk about brujas. This will be the first of many bruja stories on this channel, and yes, it is about a bruja negra. This time we will stay in Durango, specifically in the town of Pueblo Nuevo, Durango, a small town at the time when this story took place. Do you have any bruja stories? I want to hear it. Hit me up in the comment section right here, or you can check us out on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook as the Mexighost. Back in the early 1940s, people would have to walk from the small towns around the city of Durango and also from the small ranches. They would have to travel by foot to make their sales. They would sell fruit, vegetables, seeds, animals, and those were long walks. Sometimes they would travel from the Durango Sierra down to the town to sell their goods to the local people. One of those was Maria. She was only 17 at the time, and up to that point, she had lived a normal life away from the busy city. Maria and her mom would cook tamales every night and would make the long walk to the town to sell them. One day, Maria's mother felt sick. She was not going to be able to make the trip to the town. Maria felt that, she would help her mom out and just go ahead and make the sale on her own. On her way down the Sierra, she met a man by the name of Jacinto. He was around 20 to 25 years old. He was well-mannered and polite, and Maria didn't give too much thought when Jacinto asked if he could walk with her to the town. Maria completed the sale for the day and returned to her home. She saw that her mother was still very ill. She looked for the ranch doctor, who told them that due to her hard life, it was time for her mother to start taking lighter tasks, and she was in her 50s. Now, keep in mind, the life expectancy back in those years was not the same as today. So Maria and her mother decided that Maria would take the long walk to the city and sell the tamales, while she would cook them back at the ranch, and so it started. Maria often would find herself accompanied by Jacinto. Day in and day out, Maria, still a teenager, couldn't quite put what she felt every time she saw Jacinto. But Jacinto started to feel attracted to Maria and mustered up the courage to ask her to be his girlfriend. Maria, as innocent as she was, accepted Jacinto's proposal. They would meet up at the same place every day, and it happened. Maria offered Jacinto her purest form. Once the act was consumed, Maria fell uncontrollably in love with Jacinto. Out in the Sierra, there are enough spaces where a young couple can show each other their love. And Maria and Jacinto did just that every opportunity that they had. One day, Maria was making her way to the town. She was close where Jacinto would join her. However, this time Jacinto was nowhere to be found. In his place, a woman came around the same age as Jacinto to walk the dirt path. "Hey, tú, muchacha," the woman said. "Why are you sleeping with my husband?" Maria didn't know what this woman was talking about. She had a boyfriend. Jacinto is his name. Yes, the woman yelled. He is my husband, and you will not steal him from me. Maria's heart was broken. There she was. She had given this man everything she had, and the bastard was married. Maria started to take another route to get to the town and avoid running into Jacinto or his wife. Although she had lost her virginity to him, she was not about to break a marriage. She felt ashamed and used. She thought, what if he has children? I am a horrible person. What Maria didn't know was that she herself was pregnant with Jacinto's kid. Her pregnant belly started to show, and people that knew her started speculating and talking and wondering who the father was. The word got back to Jacinto's wife, Lupe, who by now you have figured out was not going to take the news very well. Sure enough, Lupe went looking for Maria and confronted her on her way back to her house. Mira, you whore, I told you, Jacinto is mine. That means that the creature you have in you belongs to me, and I will take him away from you. You will regret the day that you cross paths with my man. Maria was scared to death as the deranged woman chastised her. Crying, Maria finally made her way back to her house. Her mother asked her, Mija, what happened? I know you don't want to tell me who the father of your child is, but please tell me if he has harmed you. Maria did not say a word. Months kept passing by, and Maria was only a few weeks from giving birth. She couldn't take the long walks anymore, and she had made the decision that she would love her baby and take care of him. She didn't need anyone to raise him. He would be a great man, unlike his cowardly father. Not to get into politics here, but remember people, there was no pro-choice back in the day, especially not in rural Mexico, so chill out. One night, Maria was woken up by a knocking sound. She got up and saw a crow pecking in her window. She scared the bird away and thought nothing of it. The following night, the same thing happened, but this time there were 5 of them, pecking at the window and making weird noises. She scared them off as well. The next morning, she told her mother of the strange encounters. Her mother said, Ay, mija, don't open the window to scare them away. Those are brujas. They might want your baby. Maria felt a chill coming down her spine when she heard that. The same night, she heard the sounds and she got up and said, I will not let you take my baby. She grabbed a broom and walked to the window. This time, there were no crows. There were 5 lechuzas. The birds started making weird noises that sounded like laughter. The biggest one of them was right in front of Maria, and in a weird sounding voice said, I'm here for my dinner. Maria couldn't believe it. The owl had just talked to her. She ran back to bed and covered herself from head to toe. She heard the window glass breaking. The next thing she saw was 5 women in her room, each one holding her by her extremities, and one at the feet of the bed. Maria would never forget. Lupe had fulfilled her promise. She had come to take the baby. Lupe introduced both of her hands inside Maria and yanked the unborn baby from her. Maria fainted as the pain she felt was unbearable. The next morning, Maria's mother walked into her room to find Maria weeping in her nightgown, in the bedsheets covered in blood, and no baby in sight. The brujas had taken her baby. Maria told her mother that Lupe was there and she took the baby. The elder lady knew what was going to happen next, and without saying anything to her daughter, she got on her knees and started praying. There was nothing else they could do. In no man's land, there is no justice. God does not interfere with Satan's will. A few days after Maria would walk back to town, on her way down the sierra, she would find the bare skeleton of her child. Lupe and her brujas had devoured him. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. And join us on our Facebook page. We are also on Instagram and Facebook. And join me for the next video where we will explore another part of Mexico's other history.
Y celebraremos una gran fiesta mexicana juntos.
¿De qué fiesta hablas?
Noviembre 2.
¿Y qué celebran?
A los muertos.